Yo!
That was
you
a
like
good
that,
one.
Dan? Yeah, I've been practicing my voice projection for my play, which is on in Wellington on the 18th at the
Yep.
Vogelmorn Bowling Club.
There'll be heaps of bread there.
Heaps of bread. Why do you say bread?
Vogel.
Oh, I see. Very good, Todd. Yeah, so if
Yeah,
you want to
thanks.
come along, I don't know how much it costs or really anything much about it. If you are interested, why don't you hit me up on social media and I'll tell you about it.
Are you going to go, Dan?
It's in Wellington.
Yeah. Fuck, you should make the effort as a real friend.
Yeah, fuck, get your shit
All
together,
right,
man. You've
I'll
been a bit
go.
slack lately.
Right, we talked Dan into that. That's good. What else did you want to promo, Dom?
That's right. I got my writing course coming up online. It's going to be in November. It's 2 days. We're going to do like metaphors, figurative language, fucking editing, all that good shit. If you're interested, hit me up on social media as well.
It's the most contentious writing program ever launched in New Zealand. A lot of people get upset about the name of it. So
Yeah, learn to write good. It's really divided the country.
yeah, it has. Man.
It's the fucking public party of fucking writing courses.
It actually kind of is.
Yeah.
If you think about it.
But yeah, it's open to anyone as well. You don't have to have any writing ability, but then I've also had people come through who are professionals as well, because I think it's just basically a crash course in the fundamentals, and I think that anyone at any level, it's good for you, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Nice.
Plus I've been doing it for fucking ages now, so it's actually good.
Hey, so I figured out that my intros recently, like the points I put down to discuss in the intro, are basically a segment called "Centrists Fucking Suck." So, and this
Are you
week,
trying to put a fucking segment? Are you with the
I just-
fucking segments?
I just figured this out.
Look at the look on Dan's face.
Dan's pleased with
No,
me.
he's not. He's fucking mortified.
He's looking upon me like I was his firstborn son.
Oh,
who
Dan, I'm
just-
sorry. This is the last thing he needs. You know, he's been sitting at home all day, not smoking meth.
Dan's
And
looking
now
upon
he has
me
to
like
fucking
his
listen to this shit.
like his son who just got made captain of the first 15, the Nelson first 15.
It's a lot of work to pretend to have a job, Todd, and Dan is exhausted.
Yeah, I know. I feel for him. But in this week in Centrist Fucking Suck, did you see there was a poll for the cannabis referendum, and 40% of Labour voters are no. So if you wondered who the Labour Party and their supporters are, that's who they are. They're fucking centrist right losers. And then also that World Report came about like the well-being of children around the world, and New Zealand was ranked 4th worst.
Yep.
Around education. And if you recall back to the last election, Jacinda and the Labour Party were talking a lot about child poverty and the welfare of children in this country.
Having a chat, you might say.
Yeah, and it seems like the last couple of years have just been spent doing fuck all about it and blaming the National Party for doing fuck all about it. So much of a muchness. Also in centrist fucking suck, the NBA went on strike last week, and which is like a huge cultural phenomena in America and around the world even. Like, it's just such a huge statement. And then a group of players went and talked to Obama about their strike, and he said, oh, you've made your point, just go back to work. Like, just ditch all your fucking leverage.
Yeah.
Good show, fellas. Now let's go back and play these fucking games. So disappointing. Such an indictment on the time we live in and supposed progressive left politics that aren't that at all. There's my little rant.
That's good. I liked it.
Thanks.
You really I think that you are becoming a journalist, Todd.
Yeah, centrists fucking suck.
Maybe that's something you could look into.
Well, I don't have the time, really. I have my little outlet here.
A little outburst.
Yeah, with you and the listeners.
Sink some piss. Fucking just rant at Dan.
Maybe if I talk to my therapist about...
You know Dan's a fucking Labour voter.
Yeah, I know.
He's got a t-shirt.
Yeah.
He's wearing it right now for the listeners.
Yeah, he's wearing big red Labour Party
That's why he wouldn't go to the Green Party fucking party.
No. Hey, we're very close to 100 patrons now.
Did you see that it dropped and it went back up?
It does that on the billing cycle, I figured out finally.
Okay, so it's not real.
Nah.
All right.
So we're very close to 100. For those of you that aren't patrons, we still kind of love you. Can you... Oh, something that would greatly help us, I think, is follow all our social medias and like the posts, because that means people fucking see
You
them.
sound like someone's fucking dad or something.
Yeah, do they?
Yeah.
That's
No,
embarrassing.
much better to go on the
Dan,
Patreon and give us money.
Yeah, just jump on the Patreon. Don't fucking...
Or just listen to the podcast. Tell your friends about the podcast. Tell your enemies about it. I
You
got my
said-
dog back.
Yeah, I saw that. How's that going?
It's all right. He's asleep over there. Chili!
You guys
Come over here. Come on.
living in sweet dog utopia?
Well, it was fun for about an hour, and now he's just gone off me again.
Does he not like you much?
He just doesn't like humanity.
If he didn't have a stupid dog brain and could understand the amount of, like, you know, kind of PR you've done for him. Like, before we recorded today, Dom was talking about how we can't fucking do our own PR. We need to hire someone. But he just, like, has a full-time job as a PR agent.
That's
for
why
his-
that's
for
why I'm
his
too busy to
fucking
do
dog.
fucking the podcast one. I got to promote the dog. It's hard work. Getting
Yo.
good photos of him.
Well, then you need to turn him into one of those fucking Insta-celeb animals.
It's hard, man.
Yeah,
I think you
figure.
need to be better at taking photos than I am.
Also, he needs, like, an injury or something. So, like,
It's fucking crazy. Is it sort of like an injury?
yeah, I guess so. But it's harder to show a mental injury on the gram.
Oh. I told you about the psychological screaming, eh?
Nah.
I took him to the vet because sometimes when I pick him up, he'd scream, like, "Ah!" And then the vet examined him and did blood tests and everything. They said, there's nothing wrong with your dog. It's probably psychological screaming. And I was like, what the fuck do you mean? And he's like, time's up, sorry. And I drove home with him, and the whole time I'm just looking at him sitting in the passenger seat.
Oh shit! Have you guys seen the video of the dog and it's getting offered a plate of cupcakes? And
Yeah.
and then the camera zooms in on the dog's eyes, and its eyes are real wide and just staring past the cupcakes. And then whoever's edited the video has, like, started, like, Vietnam flashbacks. Fuck. This might be the best video ever.
Oh, that's the other section you like to do, is explaining memes.
Yeah. I'm glad we started this off cheerful. This episode's important, but it's not real cheerful. But hang in there because we pick it up at the end, eh?
Yeah, it's like bookended.
Yeah. Start with some laughs, get dark, and then go back to the laughs and say goodbye.
It's in writing structure, it's what is it? Person falls into a hole and climbs back out again.
Oh, yeah. Exactly.
There you go.
Nice. It was all planned.
Yeah.
Bring the music in, Dan.
Woohoo! Welcome back. A little bit older, a little bit uglier.
We couldn't get another producer, so Dan's back as well.
Look at this, Dan.
We can divulge all this now.
This is what Todd's been itching to get into.
I didn't necessarily like him, but I respected him.
Well, everyone thinks jewelry.
He's a maniac.
Further to him crippled.
This is an audio podcast, Dom.
Sure. What do you think, Dan?
All right. Oh, where'd it go? There it is.
Oh, fuck.
This week's guest is Mara Tekahika, otherwise known as Mara TK. He is a musician. You may know him from his group Electric Wire Hustle. He's a Silver Scroll finalist. You won another award as well, eh?
Fuck, I can't remember. I can't.
He's a father. The New York Times described his music as darkly enthralling. The songs plead for love as the only salvation.
Damn.
Mara TK.
There was
Welcome,
there
bro.
was the kia ora, yeah, cheer. There was the second album where we were like stuck in Berlin with no money.
Oh,
All our gigs cancelled. And we
Damn.
made an album, and it was pretty dark. But I guess it was maybe enthralling to some people.
was
Yeah,
that a big buzz? Like, having a review in the New York Times. It's like the most well-known paper in the world, right?
Bro, the meanest thing for me was that my uncles and aunties, who sort of like just had me pegged as like a attention deficit kid with a guitar. They were like real buzzed out. They couldn't believe it, you know, because they're like writers and journalists, and that's sort of the pinnacle for them. So for me to like just have a little write up in there was cool.
I got a big buzz when Dominic reviewed me in the Manual magazine, which reeks of nepotism.
They didn't even ask for it. I was like, oh, I know this guy kind of raps a bit. They're like, sweet, we got a spare page.
Speaking,
you guys had the drummer from Mars, the old drummer from Mars Volta drumming for you for a while, eh?
Yeah.
He's incredible, man.
Yeah. Thomas Pridgeon. Thomas Pridgeon. That was a wild couple of weeks having him around, and like for him to like talk about his mates, and just like we would like, oh fuck, so and so like just broke their ankle, whatever, but he's talking about fucking Lauren Hill or something, or I remember him talking about the prospect of her going to jail at one point for like, I can't remember what it was, over tax evasion.
Yeah.
But and I'm sure you run into people like that where you just realize that fuck, everybody's just a person out here, and they're like they're real people that other people worry about because they're living pretty high key lives. And,
So
speaking about worrying about other people's
so like
lives,
I guess that's a pretty good segue into today's episode. Because like just beginning like that, I would love to do a whole episode where we're just discussing your music. But I guess
bro, I was so gutted, man. I was so gutted that our first conversation was going to be about my brother. You know, I've been waiting to hang out with you guys for ages.
Yeah, for real. Likewise. So like you hit us up, keen to speak about your brother. Obviously, for the listeners, your brother's Billy TK Jr. I wanted to make that clear because I've been pretty critical of him, and I thought people might be me seeking out his family to talk about him.
Nah. I hit you up to, cause I haven't said shit this whole time because I've sort of like been looking the other way from the fucking train wreck, but the real lines in the sand for me have been anti-vax and that COVID is the conspiracy theories around the serious risk that the tangible serious risk that COVID represents.
Because they're quite anti-community messages disguised as messages for the community, right? I think that's like where I really have trouble with it. Obviously, you're a father, so the vaccine thing is probably, pretty real to you as well. But I guess where I wanted to start, or thought we could start, was that. So, I guess all of us have had like a bit of experience with having a public-facing life, or having somewhat of public profile. You have like a history of that, having a father who was a renowned musician. Obviously, you have brother and Billy who's the same, and then yourself. I wonder, I guess like I don't have any idea what that's like, and then especially forging your own identity as an artist was that a difficult thing?
I wouldn't. I'd actually say that like growing up in it, sort of. It's a bit like in some weird way, like growing up broke, like prepares you for to be broke, like later in your life, and you don't. It doesn't cause you any as much like mental distress as it would maybe other people who didn't grow up broke. But
Sure. Yeah.
yeah. So and you know, and then there's beautiful aspects of like growing up with music with two parents. My mum is a mean as user as well. She's a singer and paints, and but you know she held us all down, and so it's mean to have both of them like so deep in it, like my whole childhood. But
I was watching some videos of you today and all sorts of stuff, and then I came across this video and it was kind of like poignant for today, and it was a video of you and your old man and Billy performing together. I think it was for your dad's last show or something, just a couple of years ago.
Our old man's had some health issues, and you know, a credit to my brother is that he was trying to raise some money for our dad, mostly for himself, but some cash for dad as well, and So you know, I credit to him for that, but I definitely didn't get paid for those shows, and I don't think anyone else did. But that was the last time we performed together, and that was like the first and last time that all three of us sort of took the stage, because I'm like heaps younger than my bro. He's like 12 years older than me, and
different mums as well, right?
Different mums, bro. Yeah.
So you guys didn't grow up together?
Like he was. I actually grew up down in Freeman's Bay for sort of the first 10 years of my life, and then me and my mum wanted to be a bit closer to her tūranga waiwai in Christchurch, so we moved back there, but he would give me back up to come and stay in Papatoetoe when I was during the school holidays when I was young, and so I would say that we're close, even though we don't talk that often, and so like it's hard. This is a hard thing to do, man, and you know, like yourselves, we fucking pride ourselves on being ride or die for those close to us, but can't rock with them on this one. It's just it's too dangerous, man.
Did this kind of come out of nowhere for you? Because I know that that's what Tina was saying. Like, was it? No, it was David Farrow when he was on. He was saying that he went back over Billy's social media and then was like, it just came out of nowhere during the last lockdown, right?
Yeah, straight up, like from what I can see, like, and from what I know of him, like he's always it comes from my dad in some ways, like, you know, always looking for alternative narratives, and rightly so, but to be honest, I would say that like the gateway drug for my brother was like being involved with Christian church. He's like a devout Seventh Day Adventist. I don't know if you know that, but he observes the Sabbath like hard out. Won't travel on the Sabbath, but his church also has like strong leanings towards like and strong rhetoric around economic prosperity and kind of a. It's interesting because I thought that the Brian Tamaki Celebration Center like brand of Christianity was kind of unconnected or disconnected from those older strains of like Mormonism, Seventh Day Adventism. But my brother's involved with one that's kind of like a synthesis of the two. So it's like ultra fundamentalist, and it also has like strong capitalist leanings as well. So
Yeah, right.
True.
yeah.
And because Seventh Days, they have some pretty out there beliefs as well, right? So it's kind of, I guess for me, it's easy to see that you could go from some of those beliefs onto some other pretty like outrageous beliefs, I think.
Right, yeah. Well, not to belittle that church, but it's like a conspiracy in and of itself. Not to.
Yeah.
And that's always a hard one to talk about because Māori are so like devoutly Christian as well, and I'm kind of seeing like a lot of crossover between. There's like a direct line in it, and I know this because my mum's a Māori Christian. That there's like a direct line between Māori, their church in the middle, and then right-wing pastors in the States, and then Trump here.
Yeah.
So that's quite a direct line, and
That's a great point.
I've had her stay here, and she'll like fall asleep to Christian like ministers from the States mostly, and she'll crash out, and that feed just keeps going over, and so I kind of stop and listen every now and then, and it'll be like an American pastor, and he just sounds like Fox News, bro. It's out of it, like how like out of the blue, like when a reporter on Fox will be like just rip into socialism, like out of the blue. You're like, what?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Where did that come from? But yeah.
It's quite insidious, isn't it? How religion will draw a lot of like poor people, working people into conservatism, which involves like economic conservatism that goes against their interests. And just these weird ideas that aren't for those people. Like I don't view as being for like our people to. I don't know. Like I had a friend like trying to talk to me about how abortion was designed to kill off the black race in America, and I was like, nah, because like whites have typically had more access to healthcare. Just all the shit that doesn't make sense for people. That I guess like because the QAnon thing is deeply religious and or deeply tied to religion and conservatism, and a lot of people who these ideas really don't serve get caught up in it and start believing things that kind of work against them.
Man, I would say that like for like this is a bit of a stab in the dark, but I'd say like a third or even up to 50% of the Māori that are now Trump supporters that a third or half of them have been influenced by their churches. And yeah, that sort of main line to right wing pastors, because like when my mum first converted to Christianity, I was about 14 or something, so I went along with her, and then we were kind of taken up into the church like real rapidly. And yeah, I was like baptized within sort of 6 months, and like was in there for a good couple of years. And our pastor there was a fucking rich like Pākehā guy. He didn't even live in Aranui. He didn't even live in Aranui. He like lived over the other side of fucking town. He had like 9 houses, which he would remind us about like weekly. Like without fail, he'd talk about his 9 houses, Islam, how we need to like do everything we can. Short of saying physically doing anything, but like weekly there was rhetoric around anti-Islam rhetoric in Christchurch. And the third one was for us to give above and beyond our tithe weekly. And like most people who had been in the church for a while had like APs, had automatic payments every week for like 10% of their income. And then he would, the fucking church is in Aranui, bro. And he's like driving in his, 4-wheel drive. But anyway, like I saw how like easy that rhetoric is to take up like super quickly. You would have had young, there were young Samoan kids and young Tongan Māori kids in there who'd be ready to say, yo, Islam is the devil, etc., etc. So yeah, it doesn't surprise me, and I think that's the main line to some of these people who, the QAnon rhetoric doesn't serve, but there's actually whole community structures that they're within that they might not in and of themselves realize that what they're upholding is white supremacist.
Well, I guess that those like things like QAnon or even what's it called, the Public Party and the church, the Advance Party, it's always gonna prey on marginalized people, and I guess by virtue of being marginalized, you have less access to education and being able to sort of spot those people, for who they are, and understand that they're, like systems like socialism or what it actually is, and it's sort of like this vicious cycle in a way, right?
Yeah.
I guess.
You go, bro. You go, bro.
So yeah, well, something that I guess, like when we talked to Tina the other week, and she kind of brought to my attention that I had like no focus on the Conservative Party and these other fringe parties, and I'd been hyper focused on Public Party and Billy and stuff. And then I was like, the reason is I don't know anyone who would be interested in the Conservative Party, and I think that's kind of the insidious thing going on, because I think there's a few groups who might be attracted to Public Party and Billy, and one of them I'm definitely seeing is like Māori friends from back home, from like small town New Zealand, who might be mistaking this as like a Māori movement when like the roots of it are like where all the shit comes from is like this white supremacist, conservative, like scary shit.
Yeah.
And like
I'm confused. I'm confused as to because my brother's a smart. He's a like he's actually one of the most clever dudes that I know, and I just don't get how he can uphold what he must know is white supremacist ideologies. Yeah.
Yeah, well, like I saw
Man,
him. I saw him
don't
say
get it,
it.
man.
I saw him say at a rally, "Make New Zealand great again." So he's using these Trumpisms, and I guess like you're saying, I saw him like interview on the TV the other day, and the dude was going after him. But your brother is clever, man, and he's quick on his toes. He can speak well. Which, like, I guess one of my big questions is because I'd lean more to the side of this is quite calculated and he knows what he's doing. But I want you'd know better whether like he really believes this stuff. And I guess there's some evidence for that too, just kind of how it came out of nowhere. And but what do you have an opinion on that?
I think it's I think he wouldn't be doing it unless it was like a mix of like. Well, actually, I don't know, but I think it might be a mix of the two. Like I think he honestly thinks that there is a link between vaccination and autism because his youngest boy was born with autism, and he's always blamed the vaccinations that he had, but there's no like medical literature to back that up or even partially support that, and he has absolutely nil qualifications or experience of even working with any in a health setting or with medical practitioners in this country, and he's completely out of his depth.
Fuck that makes me feel for him though, man, because I can understand, and that's like how dangerous this shit is. Because I know my sister used to work with people with autism, and I've been around it a bit, and so I've had an insight into how difficult that can be for a parent. And I mean, like having someone to blame, if someone came along and gave you someone to blame, that would be like perhaps quite a lot of relief, or you'd want to vent your frustrations in a particular direction. And but so the guy who started linking autism to vaccines is this guy Andrew Wakefield, who did this thoroughly discredited study, and he was like gonna launch this business off the back of it, for his testing kits for the new brand of autism he'd discovered, and he was proposing that he was going to make $43 million a year, like it's all, and that guy's a piece of shit. And then I guess people, like your brother has bought into this guy's nonsense, this guy that just wanted to make money, and people really suffer from autism, and that kind of illustrates how sick people's motivations are.
Yeah, man, money, man, money, and I know for a fact that my brother he's been through some things, and if all of us, Todd, you probably lived about 6 lives. I feel like I probably lived about 5. My brother's probably lived about 7. Like he's been through some things, but he's also like one of the smartest. Like he was involved in like international trade deals before this. Like he's smart enough not to have to endanger people to get himself into Parliament, and he's been involved with cats like Shane Jones and Willie Jackson for so long. They're pretty much, Winston's the same. They're all businessmen first and foremost, and I believe my brother to be the same. and politics is just a crowbar to leverage their economic projects. So, and I think that my brother's absolutely the same way. Do they all have some legitimate trauma? Probably, because they're you know, my brother grew up fucking broke, but you know he's done well for himself because he's a clever guy and he's clever enough to do it in other ways than and endangering people to leverage himself into Parliament.
Do you think maybe he kind of sees it as a shortcut, right? Because if you can generate that kind of what's the word, momentum behind you, right? You can jump forward a bit, speed things up.
Straight up, and he's had insight, and he's watched his kind of cronies. He was working with Shane Jones back like 5 6 years ago, when he was a backbencher or whatever, and people like Willie Jackson, he's seen them all take these kind of leaps and strides in politics and the portfolios that they're now in charge of, and minister of this and minister of that. But I think he wants to be there too. He wants to be in the same club pretty much, and keep step with them, and I mean,
I think something that I saw that was real telling this week was like, you mentioned guys like Shane Jones and Willie Jackson and whatnot. And during this week, I saw Hone Harawira and Tāmea Ite speaking out against your brother and what he's doing. And I guess like the difference between the characters we're discussing here, like Hone and Tāmea have like track records of working in people's movements, like actual people's movements that
for real,
obviously for the people. And if that's where the criticism's coming from, I guess it should be pretty clear to people, like whether this is a people's movement or not.
I hope so. And man, I just I feel for my my old man who like took us to, like, you guys know how many like not-for-profit things, gigs you guys have done, and fundraisers and a bunch of like cope-up stuff. Man, imagine being like 70 now and having stayed musicians and done that for your whole life, and being, what Tina was talking about, someone that shows up and people see kanuhi kitia, like a face that you see. Our old man used to take us to Ratana Pa every January to like show support for that movement. And this kind of sort of undermines all of his work, kind of throws dirt on our name, to be honest. But you're right. You're right, man. Like, there's it's a very un-Māori way to do it. And he has to take note of that, because he's been involved in like the Kingitanga King movement out of Waikato, and there's a way to do things by taking your people with you, and that means that you have to make sure that they're eating, that they're going to be financially okay, and he doesn't have a track record of doing that. Or just looking after his crew, so that everybody benefits. It's not in his character to be that way. I'm sorry to say, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Something I wanted to ask about because like I've been following this. I've been going down the kind of other rabbit hole where I've
Yeah,
been
have you
like,
ever?
I've been exploring this hard out, and one thing I keep hearing about is like the strain on families of people who are going down conspiracy rabbit holes and people severing ties in their families and like parents not speaking to children and vice versa and all this shit. And just observing you talking about this, bro, like it seems like a massive weight and like a palpable sadness when you talk about it. Like, can you give us insight to the strain on you and Fano and
yeah. It's interesting because like probably like half the whānau's like with them because they're like so ride or die without any like broader conception about the real dangers. Like yeah, and I've had to say to some of our family like it's not a fucking game, man. Like these topics are controversial for a reason. Like because there's people's lives at risk, and you know there'll be a family somewhere who's like already got bad access to health care, is already suspicious of the health system for good reason, and already have some you know credible distrust in our health institution, and this is just like another reason why they don't show up and get their kid vaccinated, you know.
yeah.
So yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I've had to like sit down with family and be like, man, you can't support this, like. Yeah, but like you say, it's an education thing, and it's hard to like not come off as an asshole if you're like, oh well, you know, fuck this study and this cat, and you need to check out Steve Bannon and you need to check out Andrew Wakefield. Like it's hard to. That's why I'm glad you talked to Tina and had some resources at the end there, but. Yeah, it's hard, and the only way to do it is with like love over and over and over and over again, and that's like the that's it's so hard, man. And you're right, because I was thinking about this a couple of weeks ago. Like Trump is so divisive, and that's all he needs to be. Like he's so he has done this to like all over the world, eh? Like just it's almost like he's like an emotional fucking switchblade or something, or like he just cuts through ties between families, and like my mum and my dad are both pro-Trump, and my brother, and probably other sections of the family who are, you know, like half my family went off and kind of like left their Māoritanga to the side and like went and sort of forgot all about that and got educations and did well for themselves. And they're the cats that can look back and have some perspective and see what's happening. And then the other half of the family like stayed in it and grew up outside of education. Like I would say they had more to do with. They took all of January off and went to fucking Ratanapa with no leave. Just quit their job, like, I don't know, at the hotel or whatever. But like I'd say that they just lived a bit more of a like ad hoc but like Maori existence, and they're the more like susceptible ones, and they were around to be like more ride or die, like I'm going to come and do, our auntie would come on tour, she'd do the door every night. She's done odd jobs, she's got a fucking mean voice, mean karanga, she's at the marae half the time, didn't go to university, and is more susceptible to this kind of thing. So it's just fucking crazy dynamic, man.
Yeah, I saw an example of this the other day, speaking of Trump and Trumpisms. And so it's a guy I know from my hometown, and we know each other from being teenage criminals. And he likes the New Zealand Public Party page. I see him comment on it and stuff. But he shared a video that was like in support of that kid that shot the protesters. And like going back to our background that we kind of shared, I was like, bro, we don't like white racists who want to be cops. Like, it's so backward. It's like, how did you get to this place where you're praising guys that want to be cops, so they go and shoot people who were like in a Black Lives Matter protest? Like,
I think part of it is a failing of the left, right? Because the left has got so divided. It's in a lot of places it's so fucking elitist. You got to know all the right language, you got to know all the right behaviors, and otherwise you're not accepted. And so it's like
people are being left behind.
Exactly, and I mean, I remember. I probably told this on the podcast before, but I remember the first time I really saw that was probably about 15 years ago. And I remember being at this protest, and this guy, he was like an older Māori dude, and he called the cops. The cops were like, attacking people, and he called one of them a pussy. And then someone told him off while the cops were fighting us for using the word pussy. And I was like, are you fucking serious? Like, you know what I mean? And it's just like, that's like a microcosm of a lot of that shit. You know what I mean? It's like,
It's like that became just like I had an epiphany about this week in Melbourne, because people are talking about protesting the lockdown this weekend. And, their main gripe is like, you can understand their gripes. They're like, we want to go back to our jobs and make money. And it's like, okay, that's understandable. Like, people are struggling, people are having a hard time. And then this week, this news came out that all these huge companies that were receiving millions of dollars in JobKeeper payments were still paying out like $1 million bonuses to their CEOs. So they're receiving all this taxpayer money and then paying out huge bonuses. And it's like, well, they obviously should not get that money, and that money should be being used to alleviate the stress of the people who are about to fucking march in the street. But it's like, people are so blinded to like real conspiracy against the people that they're like they should be marching in the street about the CEOs getting fucking bonuses, not against the lockdown. It's like, but
it's too scary to look at that, because if you think that there is actually these powerful people who don't give any fucks, and it's kind of like not really much you can do about it, that's way scarier than thinking that, you know what I mean, like all that QAnon shit is, because at least then you can think that by being on YouTube all night, every night, you're actually achieving something.
Yeah.
Whereas the reality of politics is way more daunting and nuanced and frightening, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And kind of insurmountable, or like hard to make a dent or like any headway in.
But then on the flip side, it's actually really fragile. That's the weird thing, right? Like, because you think about it, when change has happened, it's often started by like fucking a small group of people. So it's a weird dichotomy and like that.
Yeah, like it feels so far away until something happens, right?
Yeah, and then you're like, oh shit.
Have you spoken to Billy since this has all been going on, Mara?
I actually I haven't spoke to him in about since we did the last gig together with my old man.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So, and that's partly my fault too. I know he wants to talk to me, but it's I haven't been able to because I know he needs me to like drive the van while he's here in Wellington for his like his his things. So, yeah. So I haven't spoken to him. I know how he is every day because my dad talks to him every day. But yeah, I'm just worried about him. Like he can't live in his house at the moment because he's been getting death threats and.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
So I guess
I'm worried about him.
Yeah, there's a couple to the point questions I had, and one was like, did you see him talking about where he was saying there was an international assassin had snuck into the country to get him? Does he
I just heard about that one.
Oh, okay. I saw a video of him talking about it. And I was just wondering, do you think he thinks that's true, or do you think that's hyperbole to kind of drum up attention?
I think I think it is to drum up attention. Like, but it's also hard to, because I kind of feel like he's not in a good state of mental health at the moment. Like he's gone grey since I last seen him. Like just in the last year, and is looking strung out. So
yeah, well, he's playing. He's like, it would be incredibly stressful what he's doing right now, right?
Yeah,
because he's saying a lot of stuff, and he's been caught up. Like he got caught out on the TV. He said, "I didn't say this thing," but he's playing a very careful game of what he can say in certain situations, because they're appropriate for one audience, but in this front of this other audience, he has to appear kind of moderate or whatever, and then to his base, the crazier it is, the better. So I imagine it's taking a huge mental toll on him, I'd say.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I mean, just to have to take your young family out of their home. Yeah, it's not worth it, man. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not worth it. Like, I think he's always been a gambling man, and like this is one that hasn't paid off and isn't going to pay out in the way. I think his ultimate goal would be to be the next like Winston Peters and be like the kingmaker or something. Or to have a real footing in politics to get some of his economic projects off the ground. But it's not worth it, man. I'm in disbelief, like a lot of other people, that it's gotten this far and this far out of hand. And I think so is he, and so he's like so is he, and all he can do now is like double down on his bets.
Yeah, for sure. Another thing I wanted to ask you about, which I felt kind of shitty about as well, was just that since this has all been happening, like I had people hit me up personally when I started talking about Public Party and Billy, people from inside music circles and stuff. And then I saw some stuff online that he had a reputation for ripping people off and shortchanging people. And there's quite a lot of that. And I mean, that would definitely play into this new thing being a bit of a scam and for personal gain. Do you have an opinion on that?
Yeah, I think, there's some truth in that he hasn't treated a lot of people in his business dealings fairly.
You don't have to speak on it if you don't want, bro.
No, but you know, I would say that this is first and foremost, you know, his ventures into politics is an economic venture. Firstly, ultimately, ultimately,
sure.
it's an economic venture.
Yeah.
For him, rather than strangely enough, a theological or a philosophical one.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, because it doesn't. It's
strangely,
it's not value driven because he's like willing to coalesce with people. You know, we talked about it with Tina. You know, white supremacists, like self pronounced racists and whatnot. So there's obviously, you know, it's not a value driven movement. I was thinking we got about 10 minutes left, Marta. Maybe we could end on a positive note. and maybe and like perhaps if there's anything you wanted to lay out before we move on, but I thought we could move on and discuss like your fucking incredible art to give this episode some levity. But was there anything you wanted to say before we move on from Billy?
Oh, bro, nah, please, let's go.
Yeah, I feel like we're making you sad.
It's not you, bro. Yeah, it's not you. Don't worry. Yeah.
So,
just
all right,
fucking 2020.
All right, let me begin with this then. I'm a prick about art, and I hold people to high standards, and I don't know why, because you know I'm just a meandering artist. But your
hey.
yeah, all right. Your music and your art is incredibly like aspirational, and there seems to be like this resistance to confinement of genres and restrictions, and like everything you do is just like I watched some stuff today, particularly that the idea of performance, and you did that Shakespeare thing with RNZ.
Oh yeah.
You know the thing,
yeah.
and that performance, like the stage performance, it was like completely original to me, and just like where does that come from? Like your desire to kind of push boundaries and not be confined and do new things.
Oh man, well it's funny because like I've got so much like respect and like envy for people that like can stick to fucking one thing and they just like there's just the fucking mantis at like haikus or something.
Yeah.
And they've just done that their whole life, like this many syllables, and like that's their thing, or they've just stayed in one genre and like explored every part of their like of their home territory, so to speak. But I think it probably comes from my mother, and she's always kind of moving as well. Like you'll go over one night for dinner and then you'll return the next night, and she's like completely changed everything around. She's like dyed her hair. She's like changed the drapes.
Yeah.
She's got 40 paintings. Yeah. So I'd say that it's mostly from her. My old man's kind of he's sort of changed a little bit in his career, but he's sort of found his lane with like psychedelic psych rock, and then I think he got to a really cool place in the 70s where he started to he'd gone to LA and made music over there, and like waited tables and washed dishes, and like used all his money to buy studio time, and was working with African American musos over there, and they were like, "Man, what does Māori music sound like?" And so they kind of weighed on him, and he started to think about that. And when he got back in the 80s, he got to quite a cool place of like starting to bring kapahaka and te reo Māori and stuff into psych rocks. But he kind of stayed there. So and not that it was stagnant or anything. It was just like he was comfortable there and didn't kind of uproot himself. But yeah, I kind of feel like I've done that a lot. Like I've just uprooted myself and fucking probably to my like marketing detriment at some points. But yeah, fuck it. It doesn't matter.
It keeps it fresh though, right?
Matter.
You know what I mean? It means that you can keep making shit.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that, like I've done a bunch of different stuff, and I'm 43 now, and I still love it. I'm still passionate. Whereas I think if I was still trying to rap now, there's no fucking way I'd be doing it. Like.
True.
Yeah.
Right. And have you gone on like? Because I've just gone on a fucking a major tangent. Like, you want this whole half of your brain to actually go somewhere else, like away from music. Or have you done that?
Dom has.
Dom has. Yeah, true.
So he's delved into theatre, much like I saw that you wrote a theatre show that was like, I couldn't find the actual show, but I saw some of the stuff you were doing that was fucking buzzy.
But I don't feel like that theatre, or not the way that I'm doing it. I don't feel like it's that different than music, I guess, than rapping.
Nah.
Because it's got flow and timing and shit.
Yeah. I'm actually talking about. I've gone back to school to study biology now. So that's what's like.
Yeah.
That's where I've sort of am, because music is so tied up with like my ego that it's not that good for me to be in it like all the time.
Bro, don't become a fucking doctor, man. You'll go study for years and years, and then just some guy on the internet's gonna be like, nah.
Like some upstart,
Yeah. Just some guy with YouTube is gonna be like, nah, you're all shit.
What if I discover a fucking link between autism and fucking vaccinations?
Then become our model.
Just burn the research. Nah, nothing to see over here.
Fuck.
But I know what you mean, like talking about getting away, because like with music being wrapped up in the ego, because like that's what because me and Todd do youth work, and that's what I found with that was it was something that wasn't about the ego at all. It couldn't be like if you wanted to be good at it, and it was so refreshing in that sense.
bro, I can't believe I didn't think of that because I knew that of you too, and that's just a whole other a new chapter that's just away from that and is in service of something else that's not
Yeah, but you can't stop making music because you're actually real fucking good at it.
Oh man,
I gotta say this on the podcast, Mother. When I first found out you like my music, I was like, "Oh, is this a joke?" Because it was real. It was incredibly humbling and like really gratefully received. Because it was the best. It was also the best compliment I got from a New Zealand artist I admire since Tom Scott told me that I was smarter than he thought I was gonna be.
A nice backhanded compliment.
Yeah. It was beautiful.
I wanted to tell you this because like this kind of sums it up for me, bro. My entire life like fell apart to your last record.
Oh shit!
Like your last your last album, like, and I still can listen to it and it doesn't trigger me at all. Like, how crazy is that, bro? Like,
Man,
I reckon that says something.
Maybe you have
about
to get back
like,
into it, Todd.
I'm so grateful that I was there for that inconspicuously. Man, the rewards of being melodramatic and what
Bro, never change, man. Never change.
Hell
never
no.
Change.
What are you doing at the moment, music wise? What are you working on? I saw like
I've got an album, like a solo record. I've never really done anything just under my own name, so that'll start coming out like in about a month and a half or something. But that's like the first shit I've done for a number of years, and just I'm just trying not to like fucking put too much energy into anything else than the music. So it's been hard to like get videos or like promo shit done, but just sort of turning the mic on as as therapy as we do. And then having to sort of get the rest of the pieces of the fucking machine together is the hard part, but it's starting to come together. Fuck. I just sound like I don't give a fuck, but I do.
I feel you.
But yeah. But
well, Dan here's got a lot of beats from 2007, so maybe we could send you some of those.
I need those.
Oh shit!
Please. But just fucking trying to enjoy my life and time with family and I got young kids, so I'm just trying to turn my two daughters into like the next like some Māori Grace Jones or something. Trying to raise some seeds and
Are they interested in music?
Yeah,
surely, right?
Yeah, bro. Yeah. It's still kind of early days, but bro, yeah, they're in there. My youngest has got a mean vibrato already.
Do you have a preference between writing in te reo or?
Man, nah. Nah. If I could, I'd write a lot more in te reo Māori, but to be honest, I've only sort of got in there recently. Like I went to like immersion schools and that. All through like intermediate and high school, but even then, like I had to I had to seek out like some like further education as an adult at Te Wānanga or Aotearoa, and my own sort of private education in and of myself, my own research. But I feel like I'm only just like maybe at the stage where I could start writing like haikus. Well, anything that I've written in Te Reo Māori, there's like 12 lyrics in the whole thing, but I know that they're all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully the word count starts to creep up.
Yeah, sick.
Excessive songs, yeah, like, yeah.
Amazing. I think we're like getting to the end of our time, but
Stop, bro.
I guess like want to express our gratitude for you coming on and talking about like personal and delicate things, man. Like it's a massive privilege for us because we're just some guys who usually just talk a bunch of bullshit, and we appreciate your trust in us, and
absolutely, man.
And especially at the difficult time you're experiencing. So yeah.
Shot, bro. Shot, man. Nah, just appreciate you having me here to just say my piece, and hopefully people do their own research and keep talking to people, and I think just talking about it is the first step, eh?
Yeah.
Just talk about our ideas. I mean, with each other, and don't be afraid to have them corrected. Like, come at me if you think that, I'm in the wrong, man. I'd love to have a conversation with anybody out there.
Yeah.
I'm on Facebook, etc. Yeah.
Sick. Thank you, bro.
Sometimes.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, no, you're not, man.
But I've been on the NZPP page. There's some fucking people on there who might take that invitation too freely.
Yes. So, nah, all good. All good.
Hey, thanks, heaps, man.
Thanks, brothers. Yeah. And hopefully get to just talk about
other
something
shit.
else.
Yeah, no, come on
shit
when you put something out,
future.
and we'll just talk shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, shop, bro.
Yeah, we'll do a
It's our
fun one
specialty.
another time. Sweet.
Thank you, man.
Thanks, mother.
Shop, bro.
Have a good one, man.
Much love, man. Cheers, bro.